What you're seeing here is footage I've captured of strange lights behind my house in Mount Shasta, California. These first few are from behind my house, and the last set of footage is actually at the lake, which is just about 5 miles from my house. So I live in Mount Shasta. I live at the base of Black Butte, which is the smaller peak next to Mount Shasta. My house faces Black Butte, but behind us there is also mountains known as, I believe they're the Eddy Mountains behind us. And in the evening times, I've been specifically late, around 11, 1 in the morning, I will get up to go to the bathroom, and the lights will be all off, and I can see the mountains in the background and the stars in the sky. And I've been noticing these lights dancing around in these crazy ways for the past month, like over these mountains, and there's nobody that like lives up there. It's really high up, and the lights are well above the mountain peaks. And so I can't decide if it's definitely not a satellite. It's not an airplane or a helicopter or anything that's consistently showing up back there and zooming around and doing all these weird things. It seems like it could possibly be a drone, but it's hard to see in this footage the landscape underneath of it. Like, there's all these huge mountains, and it's flying well above these mountains, and I just can't imagine it being a drone. First off, how are people going to get up there? They'd have to be like at the top of these mountains and then have some like really advanced drone, and then they'd have to be having done this for the last month because it's been about a month that I've been seeing them, and I am happy to get some of this footage, although I don't think it's 100% compelling. I had to hold the camera. I was trying to hold it steady so it wasn't on a tripod or anything. So there's movement from my hand and stuff, and trying to keep it in frame because it would zoom out. But you can really see these lights when you're going on top of Mount Shasta. If you go to just the top, the highest place you can drive, which is the old ski bowl, you'll see at night all kinds of lights just like this, and they're so high up in the sky. There's no way to me it could be a drone. We've seen lights that look really, really tiny and get really, really big and close and go behind the mountain and stuff. So I've definitely been seeing a lot of strange things, but I would say over the last 12 months, this last year, there has been an increase of these sightings. So just in this last month, I've been seeing them in my backyard. I have seen them at the lake and again on the mountain. So I'm gonna just keep filming and seeing what kind of footage I can come up with. And as you can see in this footage, it is going up, down, jagging all around, blinking in these crazy ways. Sometimes it'll disappear and it reappears somewhere else, like really fast. And at the end of this video, I have a few still frames. Oh, also you'll see like a satellite that just kind of appears, or other lights that just kind of appear. And they seem more like satellites, but they'll kind of come out of nowhere. And some of these little lights seem like they're coming from the object. Like when you're looking at it with the naked eye, it's not really picking up on the camera, but there looked like tinier, smaller lights, like shooting from the object or going towards the object. And so I find that really interesting. So you can see it swoop and disappear and like do these weird shapes, and like you could say it does seem similar to movements of a drone. I find the blinking to be quite strange, or how it'll disappear and reappear somewhere else. Again, the height of where it's at above these mountains seems to me and the distance it's going over these mountains seems illogical to me that it's a drone, but I don't think that that's out of the realm of possibility. Like, see there, you just see it, like, zoom right. Wow. So, like I said, at the end of it, I have a few stilled photos that I zoomed in on, and they're kind of interesting. I don't know if it's just, you know, pixels from the camera or weird lights from the camera or what, but when you zoom in on them, there's a lot of these different colors all around, these other little orbs. So see here, you have in this part here, you have another object that seems a little strange that kind of comes into play out of nowhere. See, and there's two objects dancing around each other in this spot. Like, at first you might think that's a satellite, but it's you can also see it move forward and then backwards. This is a really good shot because you could see the two objects together and you could see them moving around each other. So even with any slight camera movement, because here you can really see I moved the camera to get them back into the shot. So it's like you can kind of tell when I abruptly move the camera. But I'm trying to hold it, for the most part, very, very still, so you can really see it just shooting around. Oh, I find it so fascinating. We just had that new whistleblower come forward who is like a highly credentialed official in the government, who has just said that we have in our possession UFOs, alien crafts from another world, and even bodies. I think that that's amazing. I've always felt like that stuff was true. I've always believed that there were other intelligent beings from other planets visiting us and stuff. And I do think our governments know about this stuff. Obviously, I do think the reason that they hide it is because of a fear of, because they want the technology, they want to try to back engineer it, and they don't want other countries getting that. Anyway, I think that people should get to know all this stuff. I think it'll help us in our development. We need the truth. Anyway, despite all that, I find it just incredibly interesting. Look at that. Look at it zoom. Look at it just up, down. And it's still out there doing that. I made this video tonight. I collected some of the other footage I had, but I made this particular one tonight. And it's still out there right now in my backyard. And so it hasn't gone down. I mean, it hasn't gone away from that area. I don't know what they're doing up there, or what's happening up there. But they keep coming back. They are very active in Mount Shasta right now. And, well, thanks for watching, you guys, and letting me ramble. I think I'm going to let this go and let you guys continue to watch. It's about 10 minutes of footage here. Like I said, at the very end, you'll start seeing some still shots. They don't look like much, and then at the very, very end, the last two shots, I zoomed in on them, and so you can kind of see the object a little bit more, and you can see these crazy colors. Just tell me what you guys think.